Dear Acharya Ji, Pranam, there is a constant feeling of craving, not for any specific subject, but a kind of hollowness. This craving has a quality of strange sweetness, yet has a pull of some depth. It's like an endless abyss. Simultaneously, it turns into fullness, yet empty and blank, as if I don't need anything. I like to sit alone, watching the sky or going for a long walk. Suddenly, eyes fill with tears for no specific reason. Am I growing crazy? Not yet, Pradeep ji, but I'll ensure that you do go crazy. When that craziness descends upon you, you lose consciousness of that craziness. The crazy ones are too crazy to be conscious of being crazy. As long as you can detect that you are going crazy, you are still self-conscious. You are still keeping a watchful eye upon yourself. And this watchful eye is a social eye. You are keeping an eye upon yourself so that you do not get socially sanctioned. You want to remain within the orbit of acceptance. You don't want to be ostracized. You have talked of these things, a constant feeling of craving, a hollowness, a strange sweetness, a pull of some depth, an endless abyss, a fullness that is empty and blank both, sitting alone, watching the sky, going for a long walk. If you are sitting alone, alone means there is no other, no second. Who is then watching you? You say you are watching the sky. How then did you manage time to watch yourself parallelly? You aren't watching the sky with both your eyes, Pradeep ji. You were watching the sky with only one eye. With the other eye, you want to keep a check on yourself. Stop keeping a check on yourself. Let yourself go actually crazy. What you are mentioning here are just baby steps towards craziness. Staggering baby steps. You aren't even rushing towards craziness. You are hobbling towards craziness. There is no need to keep a note of what you are doing. Registering something is not witnessing. In witnessing, nothing goes to the memory. You cannot return from the market and say, I witnessed a quarrel. If you have registered it in your memory, then you have participated in the quarrel. To register is to be a part. To register is to participate. In witnessing, the thing is so smooth that you do not even get to know that you have witnessed. The witness is by definition the one who cannot be changed, who remains totally unaffected. If the event gets imprinted on your memory, then you have changed. The imprint has changed you. You are no more the same before and after the event. In real witnessing, things happen. Real witnessing just happens. Real witnessing is not enforced or cultivated. Real witnessing is a result of right living. Live rightly, witnessing will happen all by itself. Witnessing is your nature. You cannot bring it about. Don't try to get metaphysical. You are a metaphysical entity. Don't try to move into the Atman. You are the Atman. The craziness that you are referring to is divine wisdom. Saints call it craziness because they like to talk crazy. Saints call it craziness because they are fun-loving. It's a tongue-in-cheek expression. Oh, I'm crazy. As one says, I have gone crazy in your love. But when you say crazy, you are not saying it with the bliss that saints have. When a Bulle Shah says, I have gone mad in your love, he is so full of juice, so overwhelmed with joy. When you are using the word crazy, you are using it almost with suspicion. As if you are afraid of the word crazy. You are saying, am I going crazy? And Bulle Shah says, I am crazy. There is a great difference, a dimensional difference. As long as you are afraid and suspicious of this craziness, all you will get is hollow and diseased madness, not divine craziness. There is a difference. The mind going bonkers is not the same as mind elevating into the beyond. The mind getting deranged, disordered, not able to function even in the socially ordered way, that is not the same as the mind moving into a divine order. The craziness of a saint is deep, deep wisdom. And wisdom will always come with contentment. Your words do not smell of contentment. So there is no real craziness yet. But you are talking. And words have a certain life of their own. The journey has begun. At least you are talking. You are talking nonsense. But you are talking. And this talk will take you somewhere. Keep talking. Keep talking to me at least. So that I may tell you that you are still talking nonsense. Next time, next Sunday probably, when you will send me your question, it would be less contrived and more crazy. The world is full of imposters. There are specific temples where you can find crazy people. You go there and it is mandatory that you must be crazy. Krishna consciousness has descended on you. So you must be crazy. 1, 2, 3, crazy. Now you are crazy. Go and dance. You are supposed to be crazy. Hey, it's Halloween. Mind code, crazy. You have dress code. You may also have mood code. Act crazy. And as soon as the beats are gone, you are negotiating with the fruit vendor for 2 rupees. That is the depth of your craziness. Outside the temple, there is the sweets shop, and there you are negotiating. Yesterday you gave it to me, and today You know where I come from? Craziness is so fashionable. In every movie, Imran Hashmi goes crazy. The more crazy he goes, the more he smooches. That is what you get from craziness. The attention of the world. Crazy fellow. That one, he's a regular guy. Ignore him. What is the difference, I ask you, between a fellow who is demonstrating his craziness in a temple and a besotted lover who is rushing his bike up and down the street in front of a teenage girl? He too is demonstrating how crazy he is, and he wants just the worldly body. The man in the temple is doing the same thing. He too wants something just worldly. They have no aspiration of the beyond. Live rightly. Live rightly. That is the biggest craziness. When everybody is going mad, then if you can walk straight, walk simple, it is a great act of rebellion. When nobody is able to say A or B or C rightly, then if you can say I, that is a great act of rebellion. Rebellion need not be ostentatious. Rebellion is not demonstrative. Just say I properly, and you are the greatest rebel. Most of the things you have mentioned here are classical signs of spiritual inclination. You have already read about them, and that is why you are displaying those signs. Those signs are not innate. You already know that the one who is spiritually inclined would gaze at the stars or look blankly at the sky. That is why these things are happening. Real craziness is a jump into the unknown. If it is unknown, it could not be previously in your experience. So you could not be repeating what has already happened many times to many people. This has happened 1,000,000 times to 1,000,000 people. And most of them were not genuine. Constant feeling of craving. Live rightly, do away with rubbish. Stay in constant remembrance of the truth, and then write great beautiful things will happen to you on their own. Long after they have happened, would you be able to name them? Long after they have happened, would you be able to consciously recall them? They are unavailable for naming or recalling. After a very long while, if you are lucky, or if you want to, you will be able to reminisce. Oh, so that is the reason I used to love to walk along the railway track. All by myself. 2 years later, 5 years later. In retrospect, when it is happening, then you will not be able to connect the dots. Only later. When it is happening, then just enjoy. Don't try to figure out a pattern. And don't try to match your patterns with those of the saints. It's a futile exercise in self-deception. Just live it fully, live it crazily. It's happening. Don't push it, don't rush it.